Hey team, it's me Jay Sung here, and I wanted to give you guys an update on some progress of a new PDF I'm going to be putting out. It's like a new way. I've been working on a new way to organize my notes uh, for um, for how I publish on my Patreon. So you guys know on our website that currently when I'm posting an update for a chart, you can see it and you can search for it. But I've been getting comments that people want like a watch list. So I always, keep a watch list in my notebook, and I'll update it every now and then. And I kept thinking in the back of my mind, I should be doing this on Excel or something like that. I don't know why I'm not doing it. I think I like the feeling of writing them down, and I can see the last time I updated it. I put like a code here for the dates and stuff, but um, with all the requests that we get, sometimes we come across some real gems, and sometimes I take the trade. Sometimes I just add some to my long term holding. Sometimes it's just an alert or it's a watch list for a certain level, and stuff gets lost in the shuffle. So people have been asking me for a watch list, and lo and behold, I thought of this, and I found I can. Anyway, I'll show you what I made. Look, take a look. All right, so here it is. All right, so this is basically a type of Excel, and I made it into a PDF format that you guys can quickly see, and I can zoom in easily with a list of so far all of the cryptos, almost all of them, on the sides here that have been requests, and there's tons, and I haven't organized all of them, but as they come into queue for me to update, I'm going to be adding them to these columns, like in a picture. For example, let's take a look at XRP. Okay, so on this side, you'll see the name of the crypto, and I have a crypto name and link, which is usually just like a picture of one of the notes. It's not the full notes. You guys still need to look it up, and you can type it in the search bar on my website, and you can take a look. And then I put an alert status. For example, if there's like a what I usually use as my own type of buy signals, even though this is not buying or selling signals. This is not financial investment or trading advice of any kind. Bear in mind, I eat red crayons for breakfast, and you should too. But if you do, you're going to get a tummy ache like me. I can almost guarantee. So everything you see is just for entertainment, comedic, and educational purposes only, guys. But if I do put like alerts, like it will be alert for the word alert is usually when I'm bullish and it's time to act. If it is warning, then that is this is like the opposite. Well, I'm sorry, you shouldn't say alert. There's another word I use for when it's like alert for the opposite side, but I might put the word alert warning. I can't remember the word. It's in my book somewhere here where I put it. But basically, the alert is when I'm taking some type of action, if it's bullish or bearish. If it's warning, and I put the word warning, that means that it's potential for a bearish action on a major time frame, like either the daily or usually the weekly. If there is a word that says where I put watch and I'll add it to the watch list, you'll see it also here, and then you'll also see it in this new column saying watch list, meaning it's on a watch list for a potential breakout, which means it's going to be a potential signal, but we still don't have the signal. It's coming up, and we need to keep an eye on it. Sometimes a crypto will show up in that, meaning we're close to a signal, close to a setup, close to the correct behavior. And then I put a health status, which is basically more of a diagnosis. Sometimes a crypto may be weak. So for example, let's look at XRP. So here's just a quick picture of XRP. Again, it's not the full chart that you're going to see normally when I post an update. However, I'm going to put the dates in the upper right hand corner, so you're going to see the last time I've updated it on my personal notes here. So I'll getting a workflow to update this as well as my charts. This is going to be a quick way at a glance to see at least one picture, a general idea of what's happening. So for example, USDT.D, you guys know from my alerts, I had arrows that pointed that we were going to break above this line. We did. Now I have arrows we were going to be hitting sword cut area, and we did. And now that we are hit sword cut, we came and closed underneath that line, and yet we closed on USDT just above this, but still within sword cut. So we're not fully bullish just yet, but we have to watch the charts. So this is on a daily chart. It says 1D, so that means each one of those candles is 1 day's worth of time, and it's right now looking like we're going to be sitting on top of sword cut, which means we're going to get stuck in here for a little bit with potential bullishness, because here was all the resistances, and now we popped up and sitting on top of that. Well, that's bullish, but guess what that means? That's negative for cryptos, because this is USDT.D. It should say .D, which I'll update in just a moment. But anyway, that's negative for crypto. So I said the health, this is negative for cryptos sitting on top of sword cut. When this chart goes up, cryptos go down. Remember that for USDT.D. And I use it almost like an index for all the other cryptos. Okay, so this is a big, tells me where the manipulation, or when the manipulation is happening, and basically how far. This is how we find those cracks, those flash dumps. When I know this one was sitting on support here, we knew we were going up, and it's like a game of hot potato. And sure enough, what did you see the other day? All cryptos dumped, Bitcoin dumped, XRP dumped, but a lot of them came right back into play. Why? Because look at this chart. We went up, hit some resistance, came back down. Now, this isn't the full explanation. We talk about that at dive classes, or when I'm making videos of these. Generally, I'm going to be making more videos on YouTube, but a lot of more exclusive content, so that I don't have to type so much and you guys can more understand what I'm doing. So I might spend more time making individual videos on individual cryptos without thumbnails, and just showing them on our website for our Patreon members. I think that might be something I'm going to be experimenting more. But anyway, this is the PDF. So I put it, if it's on a watch list, obviously USDT.D is not on my watch list because it's not something you can buy. It's more like an index. And then I put if I own it, and then I put sometimes these columns in case I need to put a note for an approximately when I'm expecting action. So here's short to midweek. Here's short to mid, short to mid to long term, long extreme. So that's just kind of the time frames. And I put short, which is 1 week to 1 month. I'm expecting us to go up. Okay, so I may add some comments there. Sometimes I'll add a full list of comments, but again, this is as we diagnose the cryptos as we go. So moving next, we got Bitcoin. This isn't the full Bitcoin, but just so you can see, we are underneath the fire line, and I did say that we were going to be going up for a little bit of time, but now we are underneath this fire line, so we have gone up, but it's possible price can push down and stay in these areas. Also, this is at a sword cut, so right now the chances of us going back to 60,000 and getting one last gulp of air, it's not looking so pretty at the moment. It's possible we can get back down to these lines over here. And I put that, see, no alert status, bearish on the underside of fire lines, possible down move soon, but there's likely a move back to 60K before the move, before a more bearish setup to bring price down massively. These are just some notes that I have. This isn't really, this is just so you guys can see what's on my watch list, what notes we last talked about in either a dive or, on the website itself, just me typing, or in a YouTube video. Put bearish, the health is bearish. Main targets were hit on the longer term, on the monthly and weekly, which we talked about. We already hit that 62,000, 64,000 level, and there's just no more money on the table for Bitcoin. You measuring with those perspectives, even though it's on the channels, there is potential in the channels. Using projections, there's just no more setup, and I showed you guys that on 2 monthly charts, 2 projections, and then also on a daily. So if you guys haven't watched my last video on Bitcoin, go ahead and take a look. Do I own it? No. Right now, where I'm expecting short on the next few days, going down, DN. Okay, and then I didn't put anything for mid to long term. Although extreme, I want to see more behavior, but approximately soon, I'm going to be updating this to show a down movement, because I do expect us to get a gulp of air and go back down, but we're watching behavior closely. XRP on a daily chart, see again, it says 1 day XRP USD. We are still waiting for a breakout above this red line. See this big red line? We don't have that. So currently we're weak. We don't have any alerts, but I did put weak but good prices because to me, any of these lower prices, this is all fun and games that's just happening right now. Anything below $2, fantastic prices for XRP. I'm accumulating as much as I can. Um, like here's XDC. XDC, we're caught in this area right here. We don't have any main signals. We would need behaviors above here to go up. Currently, that's at 0.095. Support we have at 0.0774 with potential to get stuck, and then some possible movements down here. But at the moment, we need to watch behavior in here. And so if you guys are looking at our full analysis, you can look on the website. But right now, there's no alert. Still weak, but at support. And then every now and then you get some cryptos that are getting set up. And these are the ones that, this is the real reason why I have this type of PDF and I'm going to be publishing on my website. Okay. So for example, HBAR. HBAR, where I was having some mixed signals, but then, because we're underneath this channel. However, when that happens, you get new types of setups. You get infinity lines, which I always teach becomes infinity. Those infinity angles become infinity flats when, watching for the resolve. So it was no wonder we had resistance here at these red lines. However, we did penetrate them a few times. And what's more than that, and again, I'm using these white lines right here. See this white in the middle one should be white, but it's not, it's dashed. And then this one right here. Well, new sword cuts were created at those channels. And that was right here in this area. And then also right here in this area where the mid phantom cut at. And so this is where we drew our cut. And so when we have this cut here, you have price going up into this area, wanting to push down, but got pushed back, and rightly so, pushed down per our other analysis. And now we sat down on sword cut. So what that means is that there is a major setup coming in. If we, we can try to come all the way down here, but we didn't. And now we're on the underside of, all of this at core. So that's powerful as well. So we are sitting on sword cut and sitting on a core. And even though we're under this line, there is phantoms. There is sword cuts. We already drew them at approximately 4.40 cents. But what I'm saying is this green line is basically what I'm expecting to happen. We would need confirmation for that. And so in the notes here, I put like this: bullish, watch. So that's the alert, bullish with watch alert. Short-term bullish with possible setup. A rounded break over the next, a rounded breakout behavior, rounded breakout over the next few days or weeks at current levels, 25 cents, which is current levels, and a move above 40 cents could bring us to projection levels of $2.50. So we already did the projection from here to here on the once price crossed over its line. If we get the breakout here, you're looking at prices up to $2.50. And the time frames for that we're expecting is approximately before July of 2022 based on simple projections. So I'm not going over that. That's for our dive classes and stuff. But what I'm telling you guys is that we have the projection level already on here. And so at a glance, you could see stuff like that. Now, this is going to be something that we're going to be covering. And if you are showing up to dive classes, you could review this beforehand and see if there's been, you can actually take a look to see quickly the last time I updated a chart on my notes. You can see if any of the major watch alerts have been added, or if there's anything that has been added. Here's a win. Win is the same type of thing. We are now on positive side of behavior on the shorter term with this nice curved arc setup. And on the actual dive, we went over all the charts and we went through this in depth. And we went through this morning, and then like 2 or 3 days ago, I think we did again. But right now, it's the same type of thing. Sword cut, and right here, we're set up. I mean, this is nice. We had the sword cut based on this data over here, and here's your major trend line right here. So we're above sword cut and here and stopping, and it's almost looking the same. You got this nice arc with potential for this one up to 0.0180. That's 1 cent and 80. 0.018 of a cent. And then so I put healthy sitting on top of a sword cut and on top of the major support line on the weekly chart. and then here's that column. What was that again? To watch list and own. Okay, so watch list, yes, it's on the watch list with a Y here. And do I own it? Um, this one is Win. I now own some Win as of just a few hours ago. So I put a Y. I'll put a Y right there before I, send that out. But this is going to be something that I'm using for my notes. If for all the requests that we do get, like ones I would never really take a look at, you'll see it, and you'll see it here at a glance. But also, once it starts showing up here, it's also going to show up on the website with all the full pictures, and basically it's going to have the same information. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm getting a little bit more organized about all the requests, because we do XRP, Bitcoin, and USDT.D for free. We put that out for public on my website. It does take at least $1, and that's what I call chart tier levels 1. But for all the other cryptos, right now this is all in a different chart level. This is charts 1 and 2, and that's for any dollar amount besides $1. It's $10 right now on the website. And so that gives you all these cryptos that we're updating throughout the month. And it's going to give you this list, at least for the foreseeable future. Some people were asking for this, a master watch list on higher time frames. But for the foreseeable future, I'm just going to add it to our tier list. That's one at $10. So you guys will have access to these notes. And then you can quickly, and just, if you wanted to see quickly what I'm owning at the time, it'll basically be in here, and you can just scroll up and it'll under the column that says own. And then you can also see any health, and if you guys have some of those cryptos, or if you're looking for ones that are in alert status, just swing up here, because as we're doing dive and as they come into alert status, we're going to be updating this. And throughout the week, I'm going to be putting out a new PDF with the last current date. So you'll see the date at the top of when I last updated those, and again, you'll see some of the major pictures if you didn't want to go through all the cryptos that may be coming up throughout the month. And this one is also going to help me make sure that many cryptos are not falling through the cracks, because some of the cryptos, I'm trying to do my best to keep them on a cycle and update them all. But this system is just a lot more organized, and then having this available for you guys to just see quickly at a glance. I think some of you guys are going to find this valuable, and if you haven't seen me update it for a little bit, then you'll be like, hey, can you add that? And we can definitely make it a priority. Also, just remember, then there's a new dive schedule coming, but tomorrow there's going to be a dive class at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys are interested in learning how to draw for you guys yourself, drawing technically, this isn't the full course, but I do add a little bit of teaching in almost every single one of my courses. Usually we'll cover like 4 or 5, 6 cryptos. Sometimes we'll build a crypto just from scratch, just like I showed you, like the Bitcoin tutorial, but something like that, but more slower, so you guys can follow along. I start explaining concepts. Usually every dive I explain just one concept from the sword method, but there is lots of, it doesn't have homework. It's not like the full course, but it is enough to glean. It's enough to understand. And then at the very least, you can chat with me and start asking me those things live, or you can ask to unmute, and I'll unmute you, and we can talk during the questions and answer sections. Also, after we do a crypto, I'll usually ask, hey, do you have any questions? But I wanted to give you guys this to give you an update and show you what's going on, and how it's going to be looking. So you're going to see more of this updated throughout the month, and as I go through the queue, you're going to see the cryptos updated, and you'll see quickly. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at Dive. If you're part of my Dive tier level, you'll get the link. Okay? Thank you guys. Oh, cue the outro video, right? Here it goes.